Hi, everybody. I'm going to show you how to put together some things into Medium or a blogging platform so that you can create a hybrid story where you're writing text around various embedded content from different sources. And embedding is a good skill to know for using for blogging, so you'll want to learn how to do this. I'm going to show you also a little bit about HTML as part of this little explainer. So this morning I put together a very short thread on Twitter about NFTs. I read this article this morning that was really interesting about NFTs, and then it reminded me of a podcast I heard about NFTs. So I did a two tweet thread, just a small thread. So what I'm going to do is use this as a framework for doing a blog post on NFTs. I may want to talk about NFTs and what they are. If you don't know what an NFT is, it is a non-fungible token. It's a way of providing value to digital content. And it's a way you can sell this NFT for different things that you create in digital space. So anyway, I'm going to talk about this. So what I want to do is I want to have, here's the original post that I read, which is actually on Medium. And then there was a podcast. So what I want to do is talk about how I found this great content, and I want to share it with everybody about NFTs. So Medium is the platform I'm going to use, but as I noted in the message on Slack, you can use Medium, WordPress, Tumblr, any blogging platform typically will do some level of embedding. Medium is good because it integrates with Twitter and you can follow people on Medium. And Medium actually was created by one of the founders of Twitter and has become a popular space for writing and sharing information. So that's the other reason why I want to introduce you to Medium. So you create your account, you're going to get your main screen, and as with other platforms, when you click on your face, you usually get the menu of things that you can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a story. So you click on that, and I get this blank page. And it's a little daunting because you're like, what am I going to do? Actually, I'm going to do this so you can see the full language. I was playing around with it. And it tells you where to put the title or headline, which is very important for you to use. And then you can start writing your story. So I'm going to say, what are NFTs and why should we care? Okay, simple little headline, nothing fancy. Actually, I want it all in one line. Why should we care about NFTs? There we go. That fits all in one line. I can start writing. I thought NFTs were useless until I read this post by Douglas Rushkoff. Yes, the same one who wrote the post that we read on Present Shock. You can tell I really like him as an author. So I can copy this entire post. This is what's known as the URL or Uniform Resource Locator. And I can highlight it. And what I can do here is I can actually highlight words and create a hyperlink. And then it will underline it, and there's my link for that post, okay? So now I've got that post embedded. If you know nothing about NFTs, Kara Swisher had an amazing interview. Now I'm writing this off the top of my head, so I'm using a lot of, I would refine this. This is not some, I wouldn't publish this first draft because you always want to do editing. I'm just showing you this as an example. Okay, so I reworked this into a better sentence where I don't have to use amazing. So what I'm going to do is I mentioned this podcast in my thread. So I have the article and then I have this. And so what I'm going to do is grab this. So in Spotify, I have a Spotify account. You can find different kinds of content. You can actually embed a Spotify player. So that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is use the share button. It copies the link, and then I can go back to Medium and I can add my link. And when I close that, that will automatically turn into a player, which is awesome. So that's what embedding does. You're actually embedding the player, and why it has value is this won't take me to Spotify. This will keep me on this post as I'm consuming this piece of content. So you can actually write around these different pieces of content to provide some value. So you may also use this plus sign to add an image. You can add other content. You can also embed something if it won't convert into this. So if you're trying to, for Spotify, for YouTube, for a tweet, they will all turn into this card that is actually usable in the framework. But sometimes there is some content that you add and it doesn't do that. In that case, you need to get the embed code, and that's where you get the HTML. So like on Google Maps, what I might do is if my link didn't convert, I can go to embed a map and see this iframe. You copy that entire bit of HTML. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like because it's a little scary if you haven't looked at it before. So I do this embed content. And so the way to look at a piece of HTML is this is your element. The first word after this little hash mark is the name of the element, and any open element needs a closing element which has the slash and the same name. Okay? And so in this case, you want to make sure you get the open element and the closing element, the iframe, and the entire bit of that piece, so that will embed the entire bit of content on your web page. In this case, we're not going to do that because Google Maps will convert by the link, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. So this works the same for videos, so I can do the same thing. I can get the URL up here and I can add it to my story and it will convert. Now say I was using a platform where that conversion didn't happen with the link. There is also under here a place to get, you can get an embed code for your YouTube videos as well. If I click on share, so if the link doesn't work, I can hit this embed. The other nice thing about using the share feature is see this start at? What if there's something where I've got a 20-minute video and I don't want the whole video, I just want it to start like 5 minutes in? I can do this start at to get it moving further along. So what I do is I set the video to where I want it to start. It will say start. So like say the best part of this video was 1 minute and 43 in. So when I hit share, see how it says 1 minute 43? I can click on that and then it's all set to go with the link and it will start at that particular point. So that's very useful that you might want to do. And this embedding function also works for tweets. So let's say there's a really good tweet that I found on NFTs. So here's a funny little Twitter comic that I found. I can do the same thing, use that share button. I can get the link. I can go to my story. I can add that link to the story. And then it will convert to a Twitter card. So you can see how it makes this thing a little bit easier. Now, what I don't want you to do on this Medium post is just to string things and give me 3 embedded things. I'm expecting that after this, there should be some writing here to explain the value of this video, right? Okay. So what I want you to do is before each item, write a paragraph or so to give us some kind of insight into the meaning of this. You will see the example that I shared with you. of how somebody did this on WordPress. He uses a WordPress blog, and he does a really nice job of writing around the Michael Nesmith videos and the information about him. That's the kind of thing that I want you to do for this assignment. So that's how you embed stuff. Now, if you don't want to publish this, what you can do is share the draft link, and that's the one that you can upload. So if you just want to write it and not publish it, you can hit the share draft link. Um, and that's under the three periods or the ellipses, and that should get you started. So that's the basics of using Medium. That's also the basics of this assignment. Good luck weaving all these things together. I think you'll do fine, and I'll see you later.